Lily's hands trembled as she stared at the scar on her chest in the bathroom mirror. It hadn't been there yesterday. A thick, raised line that ran diagonally across her heart, the kind that only comes from a deep puncture wound. The kind that should have killed her. "This is impossible," she whispered, touching the mark. It was warm, almost pulsing under her fingertips. She grabbed her phone and started recording. "I woke up with this scar this morning. I've never been stabbed. I've never had surgery. But the man who died saving me, he took a blade right here." She pointed to the exact spot. "The only problem? He only exists in my dreams. Or at least, that's what I thought until 3 days ago when I met him in real life. And he has the exact same scar." 24 hours earlier, Lily had been standing in the snow outside the restaurant where she worked her third shift of the day. Christmas Eve in Seoul was supposed to be magical, but for her, it was just another brutal day of survival. Her phone buzzed with a message from the hospital in Nigeria. Her mother's condition was deteriorating. 3 months, maybe less. The treatment costs were climbing faster than she could send money. She slid down against the cold wall, tears freezing on her cheeks. "I can't do this anymore," she said to the empty street. "I just want one night where someone actually loves me. Where I'm not alone. Where someone would fight for me, die for me, like the characters in the stories I write." She laughed bitterly. "Just one night. That's all I'm asking. Love is not found, child. It's remembered." Lily's head snapped up. An old Korean woman stood in front of her, seemingly appearing from nowhere. She wore traditional hanbok and held out a small ornament, an erlum decorated with intricate patterns. "I don't have money for. This isn't for sale." The woman pressed it into Lily's palm. The metal burned hot, making Lily gasp. "Your wish has been heard. But remember, true love demands true sacrifice." Before Lily could respond, she blinked and the woman was gone. No footprints in the snow. Nothing. Lily looked at the erlum in her hand, feeling its strange warmth spread up her arm. She stumbled home through the snow, exhaustion pulling at every muscle. In her tiny apartment, she collapsed onto her bed, the erlum still clutched in her fist. When she opened her eyes, everything was wrong. The ceiling above her was painted with elaborate designs, gold and crimson swirling in patterns she recognized from the historical dramas she watched during her breaks. She sat up fast, her heart pounding. This wasn't her apartment. She was in a massive bed with silk sheets. The room around her was enormous, filled with furniture that belonged in a museum. Jade ornaments, paintings on scrolls, and then she saw it, a mirror. She stumbled toward it and froze. The face looking back was hers, but not quite. Same features, same dark skin, but her hair was longer, elaborately styled with gold pins. She wore a sleeping robe that probably cost more than she made in a year. 2 women entered through large wooden doors, bowing deeply. "Princess Amber, your bath is ready. Your father the king requests your presence at breakfast." Princess Amber. The name hit her like a physical thing. Memories that weren't hers flooded in, growing up in this palace, learning to read and write in Hangul she shouldn't know, her father's face, her mother's early death. But underneath it all, she was still Lily. Still herself. Yes, of course," she managed. They led her to a bathing room where they washed her with oils and herbs, treating her like something precious and fragile. Lily's mind raced. This had to be a dream. But it felt too real. The water was too warm, the soap too fragrant, her skin too sensitive to every touch. They dressed her in layers of silk and brocade, a hanbok more elaborate than anything she'd ever seen. In the mirror, she looked like royalty. Like someone worth fighting for. The king, her father in this world, was a tall black man with graying hair and eyes that had seen too much war. He sat at a low table filled with food, and Lily knelt across from him. "Today the princes arrive," he said without preamble. "You understand what must happen." Lily nodded, though she didn't. Memories supplied the answer. The tournament. The curse. "Father, tell me again about the curse." His jaw tightened. "You know this already, Amber. Please." He sighed. "You are the promised princess, blessed with the power to cleanse darkness from our lands. But that power comes with a price. On your wedding night, The darkness will come for you. Unless your husband loves you enough to die in your place, you will perish. Just like the 12 princesses before you. Lily's blood ran cold. 12. 12 tournaments. 12 princes who swore they loved their brides enough to sacrifice anything. All failed when the moment came. All 12 princesses died. He looked at her with something like grief. This is your 13th chance. The last chance. If this fails, our kingdom falls to shadow forever. So you're sending men to fight for the privilege of maybe dying for me? I'm sending men to fight for the woman destined to save us all. If they're not willing to die, they're not worthy. Lily felt sick. This was insane. But when she looked down at her hands, they were solid. Real. The silk of her dress rustled when she moved. The tea was bitter on her tongue. When do they arrive? Within the hour. And Amber. He met her eyes. I pray this time is different. I cannot lose another daughter. The tournament grounds were massive, surrounded by crowds of people who had traveled from across the kingdom. Lily sat in the royal pavilion, elevated above everyone else, her father on one side and his advisors on the other. Below, princes and warriors prepared for combat. There were 20 men. Some were clearly nobility, dressed in expensive armor with family crests. Others looked like they'd fought their way up from nothing, scarred and dangerous. All of them kept glancing up at her, and Lily felt like a prize rather than a person. The rules are simple, the announcer declared. Single combat. Submission or unconsciousness. The winner claims the right to marry Princess Amber and become heir to the throne. The fights began. Lily watched as men fought brutally, blood spattering the dirt. Some fought with honor. Others fought dirty. She found herself detached, analytical. These men were risking their lives, but none of them knew her. How could they die for someone they'd never spoken to? Then he entered the arena. Lily's breath caught. He was tall, with sharp features and dark hair pulled back. His armor was simpler than the others, functional rather than decorative. But it was his eyes that held her, dark and intense, like he was searching for something he'd lost. Prince Kang Lee Min of Chanlan, the announcer called. A murmur went through the crowd. Lily leaned toward her father. What's his story? Chanlan is a small kingdom to the north. He's their only heir. If he dies here, his family line ends. Then why would he risk it? Her father didn't answer. Kang Lee Min fought like a man possessed. His first opponent, a massive warrior with a battle axe, went down in under a minute. The second lasted longer but still fell. With each victory, the crowd grew louder, but Kang Lee Min never celebrated. He just looked up at the pavilion, at Lily, with those searching eyes. By the time he faced the final opponent, a seasoned prince from a wealthy kingdom, Lily was leaning forward in her seat. The fight was brutal. The other prince was skilled, and he landed several blows that left Kang Lee Min bleeding. But in the end, Kang Lee Min won, his blade at the prince's throat until the man yielded. The crowd erupted. Kang Lee Min dropped to one knee, his chest heaving, blood running down his arm. The announcer declared him the victor. Princess Amber, you must descend and accept his claim. Lily stood on shaking legs. This was real. This man had just won the right to potentially die for her, and she didn't even know him. She descended the steps, aware of thousands of eyes watching. When she reached him, he was still kneeling. Rise, she said softly. He stood, and up close, she could see the cuts and bruises forming on his face. But those eyes, they held something that made her chest tight. He took her hand gently, and the moment his skin touched hers, the world lurched. For a split second, Lily saw flashes: a small apartment in Seoul, a hospital bed, Christmas lights. Her real life. And from the way Kang Lee Min's eyes widened, he'd seen something too. He lifted her hand to his lips and kissed it, the traditional acceptance. Princess Amber, he said, his voice rough. I am yours. The crowd cheered, but all Lily heard was her own heartbeat thundering in her ears. That night, they brought Kang Lee Min to her chambers to tend his wounds. The servants tried to stay, but Lily dismissed them. When they were alone, she approached him where he sat, his armor removed, wearing only a simple shirt and pants. Let me see, she said. He'd taken several hits to his ribs and arms. She cleaned the wounds carefully, her hands steadier than she felt. He watched her work without flinching. "Why did you fight for me?" she finally asked. "You don't know me, don't I?" She looked up sharply. "What do you mean?" "I've been dreaming of you for months," he said quietly. "A woman with your face, but in a different world." She worked in a restaurant, wrote stories late at night, cried when she thought no one was watching. She wished for someone to love her, to fight for her. He met her eyes. "Was that you?" Lily's hands froze. "That's impossible." "So is this." He pulled his shirt aside, revealing a scar over his heart. "I've had this since I was a child. No one knows how I got it. Not even me. But every time I dream of you, this scar burns. And when I saw you today, I knew I've been searching for you across lifetimes." Tears pricked Lily's eyes. "This is a dream. It has to be. In the real world, I'm asleep in Seoul. I'm exhausted and broke and my mother is dying, and this," she gestured around, "this is just my brain trying to escape. Then why does it feel so real?" "I don't know." He took her hand, the one holding the cloth she'd been using on his wounds. "I don't care if this is a dream or real or something else entirely. When I touched your hand today, I felt something I've never felt before. Like coming home. Like every fight I've ever been in was just practice for protecting you." "You could die," Lily whispered. "The curse. I know about the curse. Everyone knows. And you still fought for me. Especially because of the curse." He stood, keeping her hand in his. "You asked what makes you worth fighting for. Princess Amber, nothing is guaranteed in this life. But something worth dying for? That's worth living for first." The weeks that followed were like living in a story Lily had written herself. Kang Lee Min courted her properly during the day, walks through the palace gardens, shared meals, conversations about everything and nothing. He told her about his kingdom, about losing his mother young, about feeling like he was meant for something more than just ruling. She told him about writing, about her dreams of being an author, about her mother. And strangely, he listened like it all made perfect sense, like her two worlds could coexist. But it was the nights that changed everything. The first time he kissed her, Lily felt like she was burning from the inside out. His hands were gentle but desperate, like he was trying to memorize every inch of her. They made love like they were running out of time, because maybe they were. Every touch felt sacred. Every whispered word felt like a promise. "I will find you in every life," he told her one night, his forehead pressed to hers. "If this is a dream and you wake up, I will find you. I swear it." "You can't promise that." "Watch me." But there were signs that something was wrong. Every night at midnight, Lily would black out for exactly 60 seconds. One moment she'd be with Kang Lee Min, the next she'd be gasping awake with him shaking her shoulder, terrified. "It's happening more frequently," he said after the 5th time. "Whatever is pulling at you from your other world, it's getting stronger." Lily knew he was right. And worse, the blackouts were getting longer. 60 seconds became 90. Then 2 minutes. "What if I don't wake up one time?" she asked. "Then I'll come find you. No matter what world you're in." The coronation was scheduled for 3 months after the tournament, meant to give the couple time to prepare. But as the day approached, Lily felt dread building in her chest. The curse would come that night. Her wedding night. And despite everything Kang Lee Min promised, she'd seen the history. 12 princesses. 12 dead women. The night before the coronation, Kang Lee Min found her on her balcony, staring at the stars. Having second thoughts, he asked. "I'm terrified," she admitted. "Not of dying. Of you dying. Of you trying to save me and failing and me having to live knowing I got you killed." He wrapped his arms around her from behind. "Remember what I told you the first night. Something worth dying for is worth living for first. And Lily, yes, Lily, I know that's your real name, you are worth everything." She turned in his arms. "How do you know?" "Because you told me. In your sleep. You talk about Seoul, about your mother, about the restaurant. You're caught between two worlds." He touched her face. "I don't care which world is real. In this one, I love you. And I will not let anything take you from me." The coronation day arrived with clear skies and celebration throughout the kingdom. Lily wore a dress that took 4 women to help her into, white and gold and so heavy she could barely walk. Kang Lee Min looked like a king already in his ceremonial robes. The ceremony was beautiful. They knelt before the high priest, received blessings, exchanged vows. When Kang Lee Min kissed her, the crowd roared approval. For a moment, Lily let herself believe it would be okay. That maybe they'd broken the curse through sheer force of will. Then midnight came. The celebration was in full swing when every sound suddenly stopped. Not faded, stopped. The musicians froze mid-note. The dancers stopped mid-step. Lily spun around, her heart racing. Kang Lee Min. He was frozen too, his hand reaching for his sword, his face locked in an expression of alarm. How touching. True love conquers all, or so they say. Lily whirled toward the voice. A man stepped out of the shadows, tall and elegant, wearing robes that seemed to absorb light. His face was handsome but wrong, like something wearing a human mask. Who are you? I am the curse, princess. Or rather, I'm the first prince who failed. Did they tell you what happens to the ones who don't sacrifice themselves? We don't just walk away. He moved closer, and Lily saw that his eyes were completely black. We become part of the darkness. Servants to it. And every princess who dies feeds our power. Stay back. Lily looked around desperately, but everyone was still frozen. Time itself had stopped. Do you understand what this is, Lily? He said her real name like a weapon. This isn't a dream. This is a prison. A pocket dimension built from collective fear and failed love. Every princess who died, every prince who failed, we're all trapped here. The curse feeds on love to keep existing. And you and your precious prince are just the latest meal. You're lying. Am I? Then explain why you have memories of Seoul. Explain the blackouts. You're dying in both worlds, Lily. Your body in Seoul is shutting down from exhaustion, and here you are, about to die to a curse. Either way, you feed the darkness. Lily's mind raced. There has to be a way to break it. There is. Someone has to die willingly, choosing love over life. But here's the catch: if you die, everyone here stays trapped forever, including your prince. If he dies, the curse breaks and everyone goes free. But he dies in every timeline. Every version of him that ever existed or will exist. Complete erasure. No. Lily's voice broke. That can't be the only way. It's the only way that's ever worked. And you have, he glanced at nothing, as if reading time itself, 3 minutes to decide before the curse claims you both, and this starts all over again with the next poor fool who wishes for love. The moment he said it, a countdown appeared in Lily's vision, glowing red numbers. 2 minutes and 59 seconds. 58. 57. Lily. Kang Lee Min's voice made her spin. Time had unfrozen for him, though everyone else remained still. He took in the dark figure, the countdown, and his hand went to his sword. Get behind me. You can't fight him. He's the curse itself. Then I'll die trying. He drew his sword, moving between Lily and the darkness. The Dark Prince laughed. So predictable. They always want to be heroes. But heroism isn't enough. You have to choose, Prince. Your life for hers. Complete and total erasure. Every version of you across every timeline. You'll never exist. She'll never remember you. Your kingdom will never have known you. Is she worth that? Lily grabbed Kang Lee Min's arm. Don't listen to him. There has to be another way. There isn't. Kang Lee Min turned to face her, his eyes intense. Lily, listen to me. I told you I'd find you in every life. I meant it. If I have to die in every timeline, if I have to erase myself completely so that you can live, so that all these trapped souls can go free, then that's what love is. That's what it means. No. Tears streamed down her face. I won't let you. I'll die instead. And trap everyone here forever. Trap me here forever, forced to watch you die over and over. He cupped her face. I can't let that happen. I won't. 2 minutes left. There's something else, the Dark Prince said, almost conversational. If he dies and breaks the curse, You go back to Seoul. But you'll carry his scar. The mark of his sacrifice. And Lily, your mother will be healed. That's how the magic works. A life for a life. His death buys her life. Lily's knees nearly gave out. My mother. The curse takes, but it also gives. Balance must be maintained. Kang Lee Min's hands tightened on her face. Then it's decided. Lily, your mother lives. You live. Everyone here goes free. That's worth everything. But you. I'll find you anyway. He smiled, and it was heartbreaking. I don't know how, but I will. Maybe not in this timeline, but somewhere, somehow. This isn't the end. 1:30. The Dark Prince drew a sword made of shadow. Then make your choice, Prince. Take my blade and break the curse, or let time run out and damn everyone. Kang Lee Min kissed Lily one last time, soft and sweet and final. Then he turned to the Dark Prince. I choose love. I always will. 60 seconds. No, wait. Lily grabbed for him, but he was already moving forward. Please, there has to be. He took the shadow blade in his hands. The moment his skin touched it, he gasped, his body going rigid. The blade began to glow, burning brighter and brighter. 30 seconds. I'm sorry, Kang Lee Min whispered, and then he drove the blade into his own chest, right over his heart. The scar he'd carried his whole life. The world exploded in light. Lily screamed his name as he collapsed. She caught him, both of them falling to the ground. Blood, there was so much blood. She pressed her hands to the wound, trying to stop it, but she could feel his life draining away. No, 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 please. Find me, he breathed. Promise you'll find me. I promise, just please don't. His hand found hers and pressed something into her palm. The erlum. His fingers closed hers around it. I love you. Every version of me loves every version of you. Then he was gone. The moment he died, the curse shattered. Lily felt it like a physical thing breaking. The frozen people began moving again, confused. The Dark Prince screamed as his form dissolved into nothing. And the erlum in Lily's hand burned hot, searing into her palm. Then everything went black. Lily woke up gasping in her tiny Seoul apartment. Christmas Day morning. She was drenched in sweat, her heart pounding so hard she thought it might explode. A dream. It had been a dream. But when she looked down, her hand was closed around the erlum. The same one. And when she pulled her shirt down, there it was, the scar over her heart, exactly where Kang Lee Min had been stabbed. Her phone rang. The hospital. Her hands shook as she answered. Miss Okafor? This is Dr. Kim. I'm calling about your mother. We don't understand it, but her condition has improved dramatically overnight. It's like a miracle. We think she's going to make a full recovery. Lily couldn't speak. Couldn't breathe. Miss Okafor? Are you there? I'm here, she managed. Thank you. She spent the next 3 days in a daze. She went to work, but couldn't focus. She drew his face over and over on napkins. She wrote everything down, the whole story, and posted it online. It went viral immediately, over 1 million views. People thought she was insane, making up stories for attention. But Lily knew the truth. Somewhere, somehow, Kang Lee Min was real. And he'd died for her. On the 3rd day, she was at the hospital visiting her mother, who was sitting up and eating for the first time in months. Lily was so focused on her mother's smile that she didn't watch where she was going in the hallway. She crashed into someone, coffee splashing everywhere. I'm so sorry. She grabbed napkins, trying to clean up the mess. I wasn't looking where I was. It's okay, really. The voice made her freeze. She looked up slowly. Dark eyes. Sharp features. The face she'd been drawing for 3 days. He was here. Real. Solid. Standing in front of her in jeans and a t-shirt, very much alive. I'm Min Jae, he said, helping her clean up. I work here as a translator. Are you okay? Lily couldn't speak. Couldn't move. He must have noticed her staring because he smiled awkwardly. Sorry, do we know each other? You look really familiar. His shirt shifted as he bent down, and Lily saw it, the edge of a scar peeking out from his collar. Her breath caught. "Your chest," she said without thinking. "You have a scar." Min Jae touched it reflexively, looking uncomfortable. "Yeah. Weird story actually. I woke up with it on Christmas Eve morning. Doctors have no explanation. It looks like an old wound, but it appeared overnight. They think maybe I'm crazy." He laughed, but it was forced. Lily's hand moved to her own scar without conscious thought. He saw the gesture, and his eyes widened. Do you have one too?" She nodded slowly. Min Jae pulled his collar down enough for her to see. The scar was identical to hers. Identical to Kang Lee Min's. He stared at her scar, then at her face, and something shifted in his expression. "I've been having these dreams," he said quietly. "About a princess. A tournament. A curse. And a woman who looked exactly like you." He pulled something from his pocket, and Lily's heart stopped. An erlum. Identical to hers. "I found this in my hand when I woke up with the scar. I've been carrying it everywhere, hoping I'd find someone who could tell me what it means." He looked at her intently. "Have we met before? Because I feel like I've known you my whole life." Lily's hand shook as she pulled out her own erlum. "I think we need to talk." They sat in the hospital cafeteria, coffees untouched between them, both erlums on the table. For an hour, they compared stories. His dreams matched her experience exactly. Every detail. Every word. When she told him about Kang Lee Min's sacrifice, about his final words, Min Jae's hand went to his chest. "I feel it," he whispered. "Like the memory is right there, just out of reach." "He said he'd find me," Lily said, tears in her eyes. "He said it wasn't the end." Min Jae reached across the table and took her hand. The moment their skin touched, they both gasped. That same connection. That same coming home. "I don't understand any of this," Min Jae said. "Reincarnation? Parallel timelines? Magic?" "But Lily, yes, I know your name is Lily, I know that what I feel right now is real." "What do you feel?" "Like I've been searching for you across lifetimes. Like some part of me died to save you, and now I'm here again. Like we're meant for something bigger than either of us understands." He squeezed her hand. "I know this is crazy. We just met. But I feel it. Don't you?" Lily looked at their joined hands, at the matching scars, at the matching erlums. She thought about his smile, the same one from her dream. She thought about true love and real sacrifice and impossible magic. "Yes," she said. "I feel it too." If you've watched this far, drop a comment telling me if you believe in past lives or soulmates across timelines. Have you ever met someone and felt like you've known them forever? Share your story below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe because trust me, Lily and Min Jae's story is just beginning, and you won't want to miss what happens next. Until next time, remember, some love stories don't end. They just find new beginnings.